Hi everyone, my name is Bella and I'm from Massachusetts, and for my field placement I'm doing it in residential programs. So the programs I'm at, they are all girls programs. The girls range from anywhere from 11 years old to 18 years old, and they're all there for a variety of different reasons. Some of them struggle with truancy, some of them have substance abuse, some of them have drug abuse. It's one of those things where it's kind of like all up in the air. And then some of the kids that are actually there because of their parents, and it could just be that they don't have another place to put them for now. So that's where a lot of our short-term kids come from, where they're just waiting for a foster home to open up. But the kids I work with, they're really great. And my role with them is technically a clinical intern, but I do cover both clinical work and that of a caseworker. So while I do work on treatment plans and assessments and kind of work on them one-on-one and host groups and teach them different coping skills, I also sit there and kind of manage their daily needs, sit there, track them, do the paperwork as a caseworker. So it's kind of a well-rounded experience. One thing I've really enjoyed about my field experience is being able to work with the kids that I do. They're honestly phenomenal kids, and I think a lot of people don't truly understand how great they are because of the negative behaviors that they see. A lot of times they just see them as bad kids versus looking at them and in understanding how their trauma has influenced how they are and how they get their needs met. And so it's great to be able to sit there and see the kid underneath all of those terrible behaviors and truly understand why they act the way they act. One challenge I faced throughout my field experience is actually kind of cool, but also kind of stressful for me. So I actually had a part, different field experience last semester where I used to do my field placement in the outreach and tracking department of this company. But halfway through last semester, I was super stressed out. The job I was at just wasn't working out. I didn't feel safe there. Like, it just caused so much stress for me that I just knew I had to leave. And so I actually talked about hating my job to one of my supervisors at my field placement, and she had offered for me to work for them in the department that I was doing my field placement in. So after speaking with Jill, she was actually super helpful and really phenomenal, and honestly I cannot say thank you enough to her. But after speaking with her, we were able to figure out, I ended up waiting until after last semester ended to do the switch. But so because we can't do the field placement and work in the same department, they ended up switching me over to the residential programs, which, like I said, has been a little stressful because it's not like I've had the months of my past field experience to rely on. It's kind of like starting new, but it's also refreshing. I like the experience. I also think it's given me a more well-rounded experience to be able to work in outreach as a clinical intern and then move to the residential programs as a clinical intern. Though I'm kind of getting 2-for-1 special. But anyways, it's super great. I'm glad I did it. It was the best decision for me, and like I said, I don't have any regrets. I think it was a fantastic decision for me, and I'm really glad it worked out. And one thing I've learned about myself is that I literally can take anything that has been thrown at me so far. I know towards the end of last semester, I was super stressed out. I know that I was overwhelmed with how much I had going on in my life and how to find that work, school, life balance. And somehow in the end, I was able to manage it. And I know this semester I'm going to try to have more organized thinking and try to create more order in my life in that sense. And so I just know that in the end, I'm going to be able to make it regardless of what happens in the in-between. So however I can sit there and make it work in the in-between is how it's going to have to happen. Well, I am super excited to be back in classes and can't wait to hear what you have all been up to over the past month.